Oh, shit. And welcome to TWF Power or Might. Hi, Jonathan Coachman with Mike today and with Wade Barrett. And today on Power and Might, we're gonna have Santa Claus or Father Yule here today on Power and Might, and those, that's what's going to happen. Well, I could tell you, Mike today says, only in a toy wrestling gathering will you see Father Yule from the 11th month into the 12th month. Most other skilled wrestling businesses won't offshoot it until after the 11th month, going into the 12th month. I'll tell you right now, Wade Barrett says, no one really seems to know what Father Yule's going to do, what kind of mind game he's going to play, why he's even showing up when it's not Yule yet, and it's Thanksgiving, or at least Thanksgiving hasn't happened in the 4-1 Reichs yet until the 27th. And here he is. Ho, ho, ho. Happy Yule. I know it's not Yule yet, and I know it's not, Yule yet, and I know we're still in the 11th month, and I know Thanksgiving Day, at least the 4-1 Rex offshoot of it, is the one that most folks are getting ready for. But you see, the 11th month going into the 12th month are the two most busiest times for me. And yes, a lot of folks do scathe me for only being busy like 2 months out of the year, But Yule is not about me. The truth is, Yule has nothing to do with me. Because I will hear folks talk about how I took Yule away from Jesus, or why is it that I can be on Coke cans, or on Little Debbie saying things, but Jesus can't be on anything. Well, that's not true. Jesus can be on things, but the grounds to why Jesus can't be on a lot of things and I can is that a lot of folks don't believe in Jesus, or at least not in the same way that Christendom folks believe in Jesus. You see, I wish that Jesus could be right beside me at the end of the Thanksgiving Day walk or the Yule Day walk. I wish that was true, and I wish so. But you have to onlook other folks and their worships and their beliefs. So I had nothing to do with it. And no, I didn't take Yule away from Jesus. I never did that. Yule has always will be about Jesus. And a lot of folks say, well, then why is it you give gifts out on Yule? If Yule is Jesus' birthday, or at least the day set aside to onlook his birth, then why do you give gifts out? To onlook God for giving Jesus to us as a gift. To onlook Jesus for being that gift. To onlook those wise men. To onlook those wise men who came far and came very far to give Jesus gifts to him. To give him gifts to Jesus. And if you care about someone enough, as God cared about all mankind, womankind enough, he gave us the gift, and the gift was Jesus, his son. And so I am, showing that same love, And it's true, I can't forgive, I can forgive folks, and I can show love the same, I can forgive and show love the same way Jesus shows love and forgiveness. But I can't do all of those other things that Jesus can do. But in my little way, I am showing love and onlook to Jesus, showing kindness to others, making everyone happy for Yule, keeping that mindset, the happiness of Jesus' birth alive. And that's why I do what I do. And that's why I have always done what I've always done. Well, I mean, you can say that, that is, you can say that is a good thing that I have done. Hey, look, it's John Cena. I know I haven't been around lately, and I know that soon in WWE, by the end of this year, I'll be done wrestling. But that doesn't mean I'll be done wrestling here in the Toy Wrestling Gathering. And I just wanted to come to say hi and to hang out with Father Yule. And I understand all the things you do, Father Yule. I know why you do it. You give gifts off to show love and kindness, the same way that God gave Jesus to all mankind and womankind as a gift. You do that same, you show the same kindness and the same forgiveness that Jesus shows others. But at the end of the day, you also know that Jesus did a whole lot more things. I mean, it's true, you can't heal folks. It's true, you couldn't atone for sin. That's all true. None of us can do any of those things. Only God and Jesus can. But shit, in your own little way, in your own way, you are showing the same kindness and the same forgiveness that God and Jesus showed to others. And, oh, John Cena, knock it off already. Hey, it's Maxwell Jacob Friedman. We haven't seen him in some time. John Cena, come on. It's true that you Christians and we Jews, we don't see Jesus. We both have our own beliefs about Jesus. You believe Jesus was the Son of God, and we believe that Jesus, even though we onlook him for being a good teacher and being a kind man, we just can't understand how God could make a son and how God could become man-like, or God could have a son that was holy like him. But that's here and there. It's about you kissing up to someone who is not even true. Hold it. Are you saying first, I know we Christians and Jews, when it comes to Jesus, we may have our unlike beliefs about Jesus. And I onlook that. And hopefully you do too. But don't come out here and fight Father Yule. Hold it. Father Yule, hold it here. Maxwell Jacob Friedman, I understand you Jewish folks sometimes feel that you are left out. But I also give gifts to the Jewish folks at the Gathering of Lights as well. And I do that as well. You don't lie. You never gave me a gift. Yes, I give gifts to Jewish folk as well. I gotta come every night. I gotta show up, put a gift out, and then leave. So I do give gifts to Jewish folks on the Gathering of Lights as well. Yeah. Tell me, what kind of gift are you going to give me for the Gathering of Lights? But how about this one? Wait a minute. John Cena just did the FU to Maxwell Jacob Friedman. You know what I'm thinking? John Cena says, I'm thinking I should have a match with Maxwell Jacob Friedman. And maybe I should teach him a little onlook for Santa Claus or Father Yule or whatever you want to do it. John, even though I'm strongly against fighting or wrestling of any kind, sometimes in life you have to do what you have to do. And I understand that. Does that mean I'm not on the bad list? John, I'm not the one that puts anyone on the bad list or on the good list. That's God and Jesus that do that. But I'm going to wish you a happy Yule, and I'm going to wish you a happy gathering of lights. Ho, ho, ho! Oh, well, looks like we're going to have a match here. Oh, and I also forgot. I have oversight. Ric Flair told me that I can make this match here today. So it'll be John Cena fighting Maxwell Jacob Friedman in a Hersey, M&M, and Kiss Staff match. Here we go. Ho, ho, ho! Well, Jonathan Coachman says Father Yule had the oversight to make this match, and now we just need to get a fight lord in the ring, Jonathan Coachman says, to make it happen. Well, I can tell you what, Mike today said Maxwell Jacob Friedman, the former two-time TWF heavyweight fighter, who we haven't seen in some time, wanted to start shit with Father Yule. And John Cena hits him and knocks him down with that Hersey's Kiss staff or M&M staff. Yeah, well, Big Match Jonathan Coachman says, just did the FU to Maxwell Jacob Friedman. You know what? He should just, John Cena, he's a big kiss-up, Wade Barrett says. He always does this. He always wants to look like he's a great man. He wants everyone to love him. He always has to, behave like, you always got to behave like he's great or something. But he's not. And now John Cena knocked down Maxwell Jacob Friedman. But he's not all that great, Wade Barrett says. He's got some things hidden in his hidden room. Some things he's not all that great. Here it comes. You can't see. He's not that great. He's got some things wrong with him. And he's kissing up to Father Yule because he thinks he's going to get more gifts for Yule Den. First off, Jonathan Coachman says John Cena was not kissing up to Father Yule or Santa Claus or whatever you want to call him. Here it comes. The 5-knuckle shuffle. You can't see me. Oh! And John Cena missed. Maxwell Jacob Friedman got the Kiss M&M staff and just hit John Cena with it, Jonathan Coachman says. Mike today says Maxwell Jacob Friedman is a former two-time TWF heavyweight fighter and a former AEW heavyweight fighter too, Mike today says. But his mindset and stand, Jonathan Coachman said, is that of the creep. He's always being a creep to folks. Always got something shitty to say. He never happy. At least that's how he was in MLW and ZZW and AEW. And if he comes to WWE, he's going to be that same way too. Maxwell Jacob Friedman now is now going to make fun of John Cena by doing the FU. He just FU John Cena did his own hole to him, Jonathan Coachman says. Oh, guess what, Mike today says? That's the way to show shame to your fellow wrestler or fellow fighter by doing her own end hold. Guess what? He can play that game, Wade Barrett says. You can't see me. Oh! Maxwell Jacob Friedman wanted to do John Cena, you can't see me, the 5-knuckle shuffle. It didn't work. The fuck you. The FU. John Cena did the FU to Maxwell Jacob Friedman, Jonathan Coachman said. It's over. 1, 2, 3. Ding, ding, ding. Here is your winner of the Kiss M&M, and here's your winner of the Hersey's M&M and Kiss staff match, John Cena. And John Cena has beat Maxwell Jacob Friedman here today on Powerrr or Mike. And we have not seen him in some time, Jonathan Coachman says. No, we haven't, Mike today says. And we wonder how long will have to be before we go and see him again. You know. You'll wonder how long we have to go before we end up seeing him again, Mike today says. I could tell you one thing right now, Jonathan Coachman says. It's kind of sad. I tell you one thing right now, Jonathan and Mike. Maxwell Jacob Friedman had that match won. He could have beat John Cena. That could have been his early Gathering of Lights gift, but that didn't happen. And John Cena beat Maxwell Jacob Friedman and got his early Yule gift. Kind of sad in my book. Well, Jonathan Coachman said Maxwell Jacob Friedman came out here, shamed Father Yule, Santa Claus, whatever you want to call him. And even though John and Maxwell both onlooked each other's worships and beliefs that comes with those worships, either of them, John Cena wasn't going to let him shame and guilt and scathe Santa Claus or Father Yule, Jonathan Coachman says. I don't know, Mike today said if it was an early Yule gift or early Gathering of Lights gift for John Cena or Maxwell Jacob Friedman. Anyway, we're going to have to take it away now to Jim Ross. Thank you, Jonathan Coachman and Mike today. I'm going to be talking with John Cena here today on Powerrr or Mike. Alright, John Cena, you've been with the toy wrestling gatherings as early as 2004 while or 2005 while though. And it's true that your last match in WWE is happening soon. But I don't think it's going to be your last match here in the toy wrestling gathering. No, I came to the toy wrestling gathering in 2005 YL. Alright? And it's true that I will be having my last match in WWE soon, the 12th month. But here in the toy wrestling gathering, that's not going to happen, Jim Ross. I had to stand up for Father Yule, Santa Claus, Papa Noel, Father Frost, whatever you want to call him. We'll call him Father Yule. Maxwell Jacob Friedman, you had no right to shame, guilt, or scathe him. He has done nothing wrong. He brings gifts to everyone on Yule, everyone in the Gathering of Lights, everyone in the Gathering of Followership, even if they don't believe in him or not. And this has nothing to do with Christendom or Judaism and what our beliefs of God and Jesus are or not. It's about you being a creep, shaming someone who all he does is show love and kindness to others. So that's why you had your match with Maxwell Jacob Friedman here today on Powerrr Mike. Yes, that's why I did it, Jim Ross. That is why I had my match here today on Powerrr Mike. And if Maxwell Jacob Friedman, under some belief, wants to start his shit again, I'll be here to stop it. Like I say, you want some? Come get some. Oh! And Jim Ross getting out of there, Jonathan Coachman says. And there's Maxwell Jacob Friedman. You can't see me. You can't see me. Take that big match, John. Fine knuckle shuffle. You can't see me. This isn't over, John Cena. It is only a beginning. AEW Jax doll beating up a WWE Mattel doll. Gotta love it. Ha 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 ha. Well, looks like it is all the time. Looks like that's all the time we got here for TWF, Powerrr Mike. I, Jonathan Coachman, with Mike today and with Wade Barrett. We hope you like Powerrr Mike, and we'll see you tomorrow for Monday Night Raw or Monday Night Raw.